Alright, let's talk tools for single pin picking. For single pin picking, you really need only two tools and you are set. The first one that is detrimental to you opening any lock is the so-called tension or torque wrench. In its simplest form, it is an L-shaped device made of steel that gives us the ability to turn the plug, and it helps us to keep set pins at the shear line. How does it work? Simple. We insert the tension wrench in the keyway and apply a slight pressure on the tip with our index or middle finger. This pressure or tension on the wrench should be varied during the picking process. You may increase or decrease it to set pins and keep already set pins at the shear line. The animation will help us understand the use of the tension wrench a little better. If we wouldn't put tension on the plug, forcing it to rotate slightly, we could never set a pin since the spring would always push it back. But the slight rotation keeps a pin set once a driver pin, here in blue, has passed the shear line. So the tension wrench is tool number one. Tool number two is, of course, the lockpick itself. Now, I don't mean that lockpick, as there are many, and I mean many different shapes of picks, but in the end, the three most popular ones are shown here. Let's start on the left with, by far, the most widely used pick, the hook. Hooks vary in the hook angle from 90 degrees, that is, facing downward, to almost 180 degrees, or being almost flat. The steepness of the hook is quite important, since steep hooks make pushing pins further down more easy, but it can be very tricky to reach pins further back in the plug. But as a general rule of thumb, one or two hooks with a 45 degree and 75 degree angle are enough to be able to pick most pin tumbler locks. I will demonstrate this in a later lecture, in which I will pick locks with just one pick I made myself. The second pick, and the one that is shown in the middle, is the rake. As we have seen in the technique section before, the rake is used exclusively in raking. Most lock picking sets come with the rake, but I never found it to be working for me as nicely as the hook. Lastly, on the very right hand side, the diamond is the third pick that I want to introduce. Basically, it features a half diamond shaped tip and can be used either in single pin picking or in raking. So it is quite versatile but less precise than their respective counterparts. Okay, by now you have a pretty good understanding how a pin tumbler lock works, which techniques are out there, and which tools are used in lock picking. We also know that we want to utilize single pin picking for our picking attempts, and we know the process of picking a lock. In the next lecture, we will have a deeper look at a specific type of pin within the lock, which will try to make our lives harder, how to detect these pins and how to beat them.